We work so you can play.
Hey, this is Matthew from MiniWarGaming.com, and it's time for another contest. Now, we have held a couple of small contests over the past 2 or 3 months, but we mean it's time for another big contest. And with Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition coming out at the beginning of July, we thought it would be appropriate to hold a Warhammer Fantasy painting contest, and that way you can showcase your painting skills with the Warhammer Fantasy miniatures line. So this contest is going to have about $200 in prizes, and there's 4 categories that you can enter. There's no limit to how many entries you can have, but each entry can only go into one category. For full contest rules, there's a link right below this video. Click on it, make sure you read everything in the contest rules before posting any questions or before even thinking about entering the contest. You need to make sure that you understand all of the rules. And when you ask questions, make sure that they're not already answered in the rule page. I'm going to go over a few things right here in this video, especially showing you how you can enter your miniatures into this contest. Clearly, we're separated by distance over different countries and everything, so we're not going to be able to see the miniatures in person. So to enter your miniature into this contest, first off, it must be a miniature that you're painting now, not one that's already been painted beforehand. The way that you're going to prove that you painted it and that it was painted after this contest was started is that you're going to take pictures along the way to show the progression of the painting of this miniature. So you want to start, when it's assembled, take a picture when it's based, take a picture when you do a couple of your highlights or washes, whatever. You have to have at least 4 pictures showing the progression of the miniature, starting all the way when it was just assembled or base coated. It starts with this base coated, that's fine. And at least one of these pictures, you need to put a piece of paper in it that says MiniWarGaming Warhammer Fantasy Contest. And that proves that these pictures were not taken before the contest started. At least one of them. Now, your final picture shouldn't have any of that in it because your final picture needs to really be able to show the miniature really well. So if it's just this big with a piece of paper beside it, we're obviously not going to be able to judge it very well. So make sure your final picture is very good, that all your settings on your camera is correct so that it looks really nice. You have lots of good lighting. If you're not really sure how to take a good picture, the link below this video, on the rule page, there is a link in there that goes to an article about how to take good pictures. So make sure you spend the time to take a good picture of your miniature, because if it's not a good picture, we can't judge it very well because it'll look pretty bad. Even if it's the best painted miniature in the world, a bad picture will make it look bad. Now, there are 4 categories that you can enter into, and this allows you to showcase your painting skills amongst any of these. The first one is Fantasy Single, where you paint a single miniature from the Warhammer Fantasy line. You can do any amount of conversions or any amount of special basing that you want. All of that, of course, will contribute to your overall score. Now, the singles category can't include things like monsters or war machines. That's in a different category. The second category is a Fantasy Group. This is where you can paint a group of miniatures and enter all of them at once. That usually means that you're going to do a unit. You're not just going to paint up 3 random miniatures and put them together and call it a group. So make sure that there's some sort of coherency to them. The third category is Fantasy Monster, where you paint up a monster. Basically anything that has the large special attribute that would be classified as a monster or a giant. And finally, category number 4 is a Fantasy War Machine. So this would be your cannons or your catapults. And this can or cannot include the crew that go along with it. That's completely up to you. Obviously, if you include the crew, that will make it look even better and have a better chance of winning. Now, the prizes in this, there are basically 2 prizes in each category. There's the winning prize and there's one runner-up. The winner gets a $40 gift certificate to our store, 40 Canadian dollars, and the other one gets a $10 gift certificate to our store. You can exchange these to be used in the UK store as well, just at whatever the Canadian dollars exchange over to the UK pounds at that time. Now, in order to enter this contest, you need, like I said, to take a bunch of pictures, and you need to post it as an article or as a video on the MiniWarGaming site. And the way that you do that, I'm going to show you in this video the instructions on how to post it. So right here is a screenshot of the homepage of MiniWarGaming.com. At the top of the page, as you can see as we zoom in to show you here, there's a link that says Add Content. Now, you need to have an account with MiniWarGaming in order to do this, so make sure you register an account. Once you click on Add Content, you'll be brought to this page where you can fill in the title, the description, and you can add your pictures. Now, in order to add pictures, you need to use an image tag, and you can click on this image link that you see right here, and then you fill in the URL of the picture. Now, you'll need to host your picture somewhere else, like on PhotoBucket or some other image hosting site, in order for this to work. So if you have questions on how to do that, just visit our forums and you can post there, and we'll be able to explain to you how you can do that. So you want to post up all the pictures, and then in the categories area at the bottom, you want to choose Showcasing Miniatures as your main content type, and then you want to choose the army that your miniatures are from. Make sure you don't spam it. Don't put extra armies when you're not actually part of those. That will get you disqualified from the contest. So Make sure you choose Showcasing Miniatures as the category or the content type and choose your army from the list that the miniatures are from. Once you submit that, you will be given a URL where your contest entry will be shown. You need to copy that URL because it's not yet submitted. It's just on our site, but we don't know that it's part of the contest. So you're going to copy that URL and you're going to come back to the contest rules page. Like I said, there's a link below this video description. You're going to find the contest submission form, just like you see right here on this screenshot, and you are going to enter the URL of the article that you just put up, and then you're going to choose the category that it's part of as well. That will submit you into the contest. So there's a couple of stages here. You need to post your pictures on a photo sharing site like PhotoBucket. You need to create an article that you put those pictures into. You can also create a video on YouTube or another site, and then you can put the video on the article instead of the picture. We recommend pictures though, because videos tend to dumb down the quality unless you have an HD camera. And then you go to this page here and you enter in the URL, choose your category, and it is officially submitted. Unless you see an error message, you know your contest entry is submitted. Please do not submit it more than once, and do not submit it to more than one category. If it's submitted to more than one category, then you will be disqualified from the contest for that entry. If it's accidentally submitted more than once, that won't necessarily disqualify you unless you start spamming and submit it over and over again. There are other rules to go along with this, special legal rules. Make sure you go through all of them before submitting anything for this contest to make sure you're not disqualified from it. The entries must be received by the end of July 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. That is the cutoff. Anything received after that will not be counted in this contest. And then the winners will be chosen probably within a week or two after that, whatever time it takes us to sift through all the entries. It depends on how many entries we receive. So go ahead, paint up a fantasy miniature, enter the contest, you have a chance to win something. If not, you can at least showcase your miniature. Other people are, once you add your content to the MiniWarGaming site, will be able to see your entry and they'll be able to give you feedback, or they'll be able to rate it just like you can with all our different articles and videos on the MiniWarGaming site. Don't worry, their votes and comments will not determine who will win this. It'll be by a select panel of judges from MiniWarGaming staff and other volunteers as well, people who will not be swayed by people trying to do bad votes just to win. We're not going to be looking at those as part of the criteria. We're going to be judging it based on the final image. We're going to take a look at it. If you want to take multiple views of it as well, that you're more than welcome to. You can submit as many images as you want, but you have to submit at least 4 showing the progress of painting the miniature. Again, this is Matthew from MiniWarGaming. We're really excited for the Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition release. We plan on doing some events for that and some videos for that, so stay tuned for those. In the meantime, have fun with this contest, and if you're not going to join in the contest, at least come on over and see what everybody is posting so that you can take a look and enjoy the awesome paint jobs that everybody else is submitting to this contest. Thank you very much, and happy wargaming!